called it. Kristen Kish, Gail Simmons, and Top Colicchio are here from Top Chef. Wednesdays at 9, Jade Ferraro and Wellington Gomez are two of the shining lights that Watch What Happens Live. I was just saying I cannot believe the show's been going 21 years, but then you just said, I called it.
I have this story. I tell this story a lot when people ask me about, can you believe it's 21 seasons? We were in Chicago for season 4.
Okay.
You were our executive producer.
Yes.
And you took us out for dinner one night. We went to Frontera Grill. I remember it so clearly. And we sat down at dinner, and I said to you, Andy, this is season 4. This is insane, because I had not come from a television background.
Yeah.
And how long could this show possibly go on?
Yeah.
And you said, I don't know, season 11? And I laughed in your face.
Really?
Yeah.
And here we are. And by the way, I thought that my boss was crazy when she wanted to call the Real Housewives of Orange County in case we ever did it in another city.
Oh, really?
And I was like, that's crazy. We're never going to do it in another city. So here you go. Dream big, everybody. Let's go back to the virtual fans. Caitlin from Austin, what's your question for Gail?
Hi. Gail, what do you think is the biggest mistake that chef testants are constantly making during restaurant wars? And how annoyed were you that you had to wait for your food for over 30 minutes this season?
It's amazing that all these
time.
years later, this challenge still is so...
Throws you off.
Yeah.
2 things. I think the mistake they make is not being really clear about their roles, right?
Right.
And so when they can't stand up and they can't kind of defend themselves when they get to judge's table because they haven't really defined what everyone is. And so then there's leadership issues and that comes up again and again. The other thing I think about the wait time is, it happens all the time on Restaurant Wars. It certainly happens all the time in brand new restaurants, right?
Yeah,
right.
They get caught up and they get behind on the pass back in the kitchen and they really can't catch up. So we're all waiting and whoever's expediting is not doing a good job. So I think that expediter is really, really key to the process. It was annoying, yes.
Here are Jacqueline and Jason from New York with a question for all 3 of you.
Hi, Andy. Hi, judges. Ruth, you're adorable.
Andy, you said you're adorable.
Andy, it's an honor to join you in the clubhouse. My question is for all judges. What were your reactions when you found out Padma would be pursuing comedy? And did she ever crack jokes on the set of Top Chef?
That's a great question. I wish I would have remembered to ask that. Yeah, there was this big New Yorker feature on Padma recently about her stand-up career. And I text her, I was like, congratulations. She goes, it's in its infancy. But I was like, she got a big profile in the New Yorker, which was huge. But yeah, what was your reaction?
Huge. I have to say, I'm incredibly impressed because of anything in public performance to me. Stand-up is
the hardest.
Way more vulnerable, the hardest. And hats off to her for taking a stab at it. I don't know if I could do it. I know I couldn't.
She's dry and she'll throw these one-liners in over the course of getting to know her and our friendship over the last decade.
Yeah.
She'll throw these things in there and they kind of catch you off guard, which is funny in and of itself. And then you're you kind of back into it. But she's also really smart. So it has this twist of not super obvious, but it also just kind of you're oh, crap, shit, that was, it catches you off guard.
So after one glass of champagne, we call her Champagne Padma.
Okay.
Much funnier at that point.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. Well, hopefully the champagne's flowing. Ruth, did you make a lot of good friends at BravoCon?
I did. I'm dying.
Yeah.
You need some water?
No, don't do that now.
I made a lot of friends.
Good. All right. I want to thank our virtual fans. I want to thank Tom and Kristen and Gail and Wellington and Jade. For more, click on BravoTV.com. Good night, everybody.